let's unpack some of the latest updates coming in the last hours. Israel, Donald Trump, Netanyahu, they're in shock because what they wanted is happening the exact opposite way. 10,000 strong Palestinian army, they are going to be ruling over Gaza. And what else do we know? Like, who is going to be ruling over Gaza? Which army? Is this Hamas or is this Arab country? In a bold new twist to Donald Trump's post-war Gaza peace plan, Egypt has proposed deploying up to 10,000 Palestinian security personnel to take control of Gaza. So it is coming from Egypt. And not only Egypt, there is another country in the Middle East that is also involved in this. The move, part of phase 2 of Trump's 20-point peace blueprint, would see troops trained in Egypt and Jordan to stabilize the war-torn enclave after the ceasefire. However, Israel is expected to oppose any armed Palestinian presence, fearing a resurgence of Hamas control. Now that will be really a betrayal, of the promise they made to the people, to their own people, talking about the Israelis, by Netanyahu. He said that we are going to be ending this war, and he agreed that the authority that will rule over Gaza will not be the Zionist entity, but it will be some other entity, some other army. Now, if he doesn't want that to happen, and if he believes that army trained in Egypt and Jordan will pose a threat to him, to Netanyahu, to the Zionist state of Israel, then everything will just fall apart. The ceasefire is already falling apart, but it is going to get much worse. Take a listen at what Donald Trump is saying here.
To disarm, and because they said they were going to disarm, and if they don't disarm, we will disarm them.
How will you do that?
I don't have to explain that to you, but if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. They know I'm not playing games. Okay, now we did something monumental. We got the hostages back. That was the first thing we had to do.
Okay, so if they don't disarm, we will disarm. I want to hear from what Hamas leadership is saying. Take a listen.
To be disarmed as long as we are not sure that this will lead by any other means to have an independent self-sovereign state which is able to defend itself. Second, there are other modalities. By the way, if the question, this question is again unfair question. This question has to be directed to the aggressor, to the criminal who committed the genocide.
So basically, he is saying, this member from, I believe, Hamas, saying that we will not disarm. Rather, we need guarantee in terms of safety and security of our own people. We will then think about that to disarm ourselves, but until that happens, we're not going to disarm. And the question should be posed to the Zionist entity, whether they are going to be committing more genocide or not. If they say, yes, we will, then there is absolutely no logical sense for anybody to disarm. I'm not talking just about Hamas, but anybody, the Gazan people. Because if you're going to be committing this genocide and you're going to continue to do so, what gives you the right to say that there should not be any resistance and the resistance should disarm themselves? Take a listen to what the monster is saying himself.
מחבקים כל אחד ואחת מכם, כפי שאנחנו מחבקים את משפחות החטופים, אלו ששבו ארצה ואלה שנשיב ארצה, ואנחנו מחויבים להשיב את כולם עד האחרון שבהם.
Okay, so this monster, this jinn or the devil, he uses two different languages when he addresses the audience. One is Hebrew and the other one is English. When he speaks in English, he appeals to the Western media so that they will spin his lies, his stories. But when he talks about in Hebrew, he talks about his people, the Zionist people. And he talks to them about hostage and this, and that he cares about their life, their safety, and he's going to bring all of them back. So this monster has two faces. One is for the Western media, where he wants everybody to promote his message, to his propaganda and his lies. And then he goes back to his own people and he promises them that I'm taking this step, I'm taking that step. But in all reality, he's not doing anything. He has never done anything for the hostages. But the Western media does a very good job in convincing a lot of people that he does care about the hostages. But his people, when he addressed them in Hebrew, he talks to them about the hostages, they know he's lying. And he tells them sometimes his limitation in rescuing those hostages. Now, I want to see if I can get audio for Donald Trump talking here.
They returned some more today. It's a gruesome process. I almost hate to talk about it. But they're digging. They're actually digging. There are areas where they're digging and they're finding a lot of bodies. Then they have to separate the bodies. You wouldn't believe this. And some of those bodies have been in there a long time. And some of them are under rubble. They have to remove rubble. But there are graves, and some are in tunnels that died in tunnels that are way down under the earth. And the tunnels are like 3 feet. Can you believe it? 3 feet high. They lived like this for a long period of time. It's a horrible atrocity. At the same time, we, meaning Israel, but I knew everything they were doing pretty much. I knew most of the things they were doing, but they've killed probably 70,000 of these people, Hamas. And I said, it's time now. So we'll see what happens. We'll also see what happens. Your next question is going to be...
Okay, so we can clearly see that he tried to cover up Israel's genocide by saying that the 70,000 women and children who got killed, who got genocided by Israel, they were actually Hamas. Take a listen one more time. This guy is such a liar.
Of these people, Hamas. And I said, it's time now. So we'll see what happens. We'll also see what happens. Your next question is going to be the weapons. We want the weapons to be given up, sacrificed, and they've agreed to do it. Now they have to do it. And if they don't do it, we'll do it.
Okay, again, if they don't do it, they don't have any problem. Hamas, they don't have any problem disarming themselves as long as they have a good replacement, i.e. Arab forces, even forces from Indonesia going there to ensure the protection of the people of Gaza.
Some process. I almost hate to talk about it. But they're digging. They're actually digging. There are areas.
So they're digging. So he's talking about the hostages. Let's take a listen to what he's saying here.
Issued a threat against Hamas on Truth Social. What has changed?
And what was said? Go ahead.
You said if they continue keep killing innocents in Gaza, that if that continues, the United States will
I know.
go
I
after
issued
them.
a strong statement. That's right.
They used to be gangs, and now you're saying innocents. What made you think they're innocents now?
Well, I'm looking at what's happening, and that wasn't the deal that was made, and we'll see what happens. It's calmed down. It's a tough neighborhood. We know that. We have a commitment from them, and I assume they're going to honor that commitment. I hope they do. And I understand they brought back some additional bodies today. It's a rough deal when you think of it, right? Very rough. We have our hostages back completely. We were very lucky with that. But it's a tough situation. They brought back bodies today, as you probably know. But they also said they're going to behave. We're going to find out if they behave. If they behave, good. If they don't behave, we'll take care of it. Yeah, please.
Following up on that,
So basically, the reason there will never be peace in Gaza is because this person who is a peace president is not being fair. Like, he's calling these gang members in Gaza innocent civilians. The other day he called them gang members, then he changes his position. And then he goes on the offensive against Hamas, telling them, we're going to disarm you, we're going to force you to disarm yourselves. And he doesn't provide them any alternative. Like, it is not fair for the people of Gaza to live without any safety and security that is being guaranteed by a third party, if not Hamas itself. But Donald Trump looks like he doesn't really care about the safety and security, the protection of the people of Gaza. He doesn't care. He always talks about either the hostages, or he will talk about how he will disarm Hamas, but he never talks about who's going to be replacing Hamas. We need some replacement before we talk about disarming Hamas, right? But that's not what he wants to do. Unbelievable stuff is happening.
Absolutely. They're looking. So we have the living hostages all back. They returned some more today. It's a gruesome process. I almost hate to talk.
So again and again, you can see in the Western media, they always talk about Donald Trump giving a speech about the hostages, how much he cares about them, and not caring about the protection of the people of Gaza, what their future will be like, and what kind of arrangement they have made when Egypt and Jordan, they promised or they pledged to train troops and sending their own army really to protect the people of Gaza. Israel, they have big problems. So you will see Israel is raising issues in pretty much everything that the Arab countries will do in order to protect the people of Gaza. Israel will always say, no, this country, we don't agree with it. Indonesia, no, we don't agree with that. Turkey, no, Turkey. Iran, no. So you will see Israel is always going to be finding a new excuse in order to stop any foreign force coming into Gaza to protect this enclave, to protect its people.